How did this happen? Who's behind it? And why so many things in this story just don't add up? As a Russian, I have many questions and I want them to be raised in this video. Let's talk about the worst terror attack in Moscow in years. My name is Tanya. Welcome to my channel, Alternative Russia, where I share my honest and objective opinion about Russia without any filters. Before we start, there's a disclaimer. I'm still in Russia, so there are many things I'd like to say, I want to say, but you know, now saying that you don't support the war is already considered as an extremist, and it's quite interesting, yeah, with what was happening in the last years, who was the target of FSB. So I believe that who wants to understand what I'm saying will understand it. Haters will always hate. But let's start with the first question. How did the attackers manage to enter the Crocus Concert Hall so easily with weapons, with explosives? Why there were no like security guards? Why no one stopped them? Interestingly, that one of the producers has already published a post claiming that this concert hall has one of the most expensive securities. She was a producer of Dima Bilan, maybe you know him thanks to Eurovision. So she said that she was able to organize many concerts, and every time she signed an extra contract. Interestingly, that this woman, she actually supports Putin and his team, and she still asks the same question as I have. Like, where were all these people? Interestingly, that the person who was really saving uh, people was just a schoolboy. Like, really, why a schoolboy? And I want to say his name, Islam. You're an absolutely brave man. Why he was saving dozens of people? As I know, it's at least 100 people he was able to save alone, and not the police, not again, security guards or anyone. The next question is, why did it take so much time for the police to arrive? It's 30 minutes. How much would it take in your country? Let me know. And if you have answers to any of these questions, if you have thoughts, also let's talk about it. Let's discuss. So obviously, people call the families, and we know about it from the survivors. So people knew about what was happening, and then suddenly the police was stuck in the traffic. My next question will be, why later on the terrorists were not stuck in the traffic? That's also an interesting question. How many people would be saved if they arrived earlier? And why Russian TV channels were reporting, were covering the fire? Like, we still had these entertainment TV channels while already like international TV channels had breaking news. Why? Everyone in Russia, like, who uses Telegram was already able to learn about this horrible attack, this horrible terrorist attack. One of the biggest questions in this story, how FSB, Federal Secret Service, was able to miss it. This is not only a very powerful organization. According to the information I was able to find on Investopedia, in 2023, $20 billion were spent on FSB. Not a secret that this is a powerful organization in Russia that follows everyone who is able to ask questions like me, and who is there to criticize corruption in Russia, and they're just so brave. There is certainly a lot of money that is spent not only on FSB but the police and all of this organization, because we know even from the official information that this is a huge focus for Putin, for the president of Russia. Moreover, we also know that the American Secret Service, the British Secret Service, warned its citizens. The Embassy of the United States warned the Embassy of the United States in Moscow warned its citizens about upcoming attacks. They warned 2 weeks ago. So apparently the attackers learned about it, and they decided to postpone. But why there was no reaction? Well, actually, there was. What we know is that the president of Russia, just a few days before the attack, was saying, "Oh, these are, they're just trying to destabilize the situation in Russia. It's just a provocation." And my question is, why these so-called enemies, and these countries are considered as enemies in Russia, they warned Russian people about the attack, and the government didn't only warn but had the information and didn't take extra measures. Look what was happening at Navalny's funeral. These were like seriously, seriously dangerous people with flowers. That is, it's a dangerous weapon, a flower. But honestly, I still hope, and I still hope this is remark, that we can win the world with peace and kindness, because violence just creates more violence, and it's horrible that we can still have it. Why like you have so much police, and then here no extra measures. You know that it might happen in public events, big events. Why did it take so much time for the president of Russia to make his speech? I mean, by the time I was already able to do a live stream, to record several videos about the attack, well, apparently he had more important things to do. I wonder what is more important than one of the worst terror attacks in Russian history, the worst in years. Well, apparently he had a call with Lukashenko, the president of Belarus. Yeah, he shared his thoughts with Lukashenko. If you don't know, Lukashenko is in power longer than Putin, surprisingly, yeah. And what do we know from the speech? What is their official opinion of Russian journalists? Ukrainians. Did you expect it? Write me in the comments if you expected Russians to claim that it must be Ukraine. And if you go to my shorts, you'll also see many comments about Ukraine. Yeah, sounds like obvious, but it's not. For me, it's absolutely obvious that these are not Ukrainians. And let me tell you why. First, if these are Ukrainians, why don't they just say it? No, they don't do it. They deny. When something happens, the terrorists have claims like this is obvious. Why? No, they don't say it. Second, by doing that, it's pretty obvious that they will lose the support, the international support. And why would they do it? Just asking the world. Like, ask yourself, what do they lose and what do they gain from this attack? What would they gain? Like, seriously. Not as much as they would lose. Thirdly, we already have ISIS admitting it. And interestingly, that you don't have any talks from the Russian so-called media, state media, that, oh, it's ISIS. It's still about Ukraine, or, we found them near the border of Ukraine. So here is my next question. How the attackers were able to reach the border with Ukraine? How? Like, if it's Friday evening, there was a traffic, and everyone already knows about the attack. We know the car, like everybody knew the car, you could see it with the cameras. So they don't change the car. Very smart decision. Thanks. So would be easier to find, of course. And then they just go straight towards Ukraine. No one stops them. Why would they stop cars? Like, seriously. And yeah, and then they were able to go for so long. So it's at least 5 hours. We have this man who apparently the attackers, or reportedly, I would just say that we still don't have questions. We still don't have the faces of those who were in the concert hall. So, do we know for the fact that these were the attackers? What do you think? Do you really believe? Do we have the proof that these were these people? Because I have some questions about the videos that we have. So, do the men on the video resemble the attackers? This is the question. What did we hear with one of the men? So, he's very religious. So he just was in a Telegram group. So he was listening to praying, and then he was offered 500,000 rubles, something like that, which is about over $5,000. This is certainly the sum. Is it the sum that people kill for? Let me know. I don't know the market, but to me, it just seems absurd. Like, this is just the average salary in some of the countries. Okay, so the biggest question is, they claiming that they just prepared it for 1 month. They were not professionals or anything. So how they were able to find weapons themselves? How they were able to shoot people without any training or anything? And what I like as well? They are saying that they were offered rubles. Why rubles? If they're foreign citizens, yeah, that's what we know. They're from Tajikistan. So why they were not offered they need Tajik money, whatever it is, in US dollars, or Ukrainian money, if it's Ukraine, as the Russian government claims? That is the question. The other question I have is, who is in the FSB will be held accountable? What would be in your country? Let me know. After this tragic event, will these people whose direct job is to stop terrorism, who pay so much money for it, this organization, would it be or not? In my opinion, and this is my opinion, I think that this is, so no matter what happened, no matter who is behind it, there must be some really, really big questions to FSB and all of these organizations, all of these state organizations, everyone who was warned, who is responsible for the protection of the people. in Moscow and didn't do anything. Even this, if these are Ukrainians that now everyone is claiming, how they were able to come, how they were able to organize it. So it means that you missed it. You missed it, even though now you have all the technologies. You're able to control all the social media, all the chats, everything. They keep blocking all of the accounts of the opposition leaders and everything. We have so many foreign agents. We didn't have so many anti-terrorist cases in history. There are so many terrorists just because, they don't support the war, or they, just write posts about it. So how you're able to find all of them and not that? So who is behind it, and more importantly, who benefits from it? Because normally when you have terrorist attacks, there would be like some claims, there would be a reason behind it. What was the reason behind it? If it's ISIS, as they claim, which was really surprising for me in the beginning. And secondly, on the surface, we have like good relations with all this Muslim countries. We have a huge Muslim community in Russia. So that is, I think, that could be possible because we see that ISIS certainly benefits from it as they remind of as they remind of themselves to the world. This is a terroristic organization. It's there's no doubt about that. And what I was seeing on the videos, and not going to share them with you. You can watch my shorts. It reminded me of the attack in Paris. What was happening in Moscow is unfortunately similar to some of the previous attacks. I still have the question, like how they were able to organize it, to get the money, like, and everything, recruiting people without being noticed. Were they alone? Was someone else there? And who is also going to benefit from it? Let me know in the comments your thoughts. If you watch this video till the end, then you already know my position, my thoughts. As I'm still in Russia, I'm not able to say everything I have in mind, but it was important for me to raise questions, as these are, in my opinion, important ones. And I also want to show that not everyone in Russia, is brainwashed. Not all these Russians are idiots, as I have written in the comments under my videos. And by the way, there's another question, like, what do you think about these people who have no sympathy for the victims? They basically write, so who cares about these Russians, because of, what happened in Ukraine is worse. They were not, I wouldn't say that they're the majority. I've seen many videos on about this tragedy, about this attack. You can find this kind of comments pretty much everywhere, even under my post, under my video. I think it's really sad to live in the world where people care about your nationality. People don't know for the fact whether these victims supported wars, supported the regime or not. People keep writing me horrible questions, even though I keep saying, like, I'm a pacifist. I don't support wars. I don't support any wars, no matter what I do, no matter what people keep writing it. In my opinion, this will not lead to something good, I, I, I think we should be human. And if these are innocent people, these are innocent people. And my condolences to everyone who became a victim of this attack or any other attack. Uh, this this must be stopped, and we should what we can do, we should prevent any types of aggression and discrimination. What do you think we can do? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to support my channel, if you'd want me to do more videos, you can support me on Patreon, Buy Me Coffee, or PayPal. The links are in the comments and in the description.